Let me quickly go over with you how I like to organize my layers, because this is incredibly important, especially when you're designing something quite large and you end up with hundreds of layers. It gets out of control very quickly. And organizing your layers is the key to being able to find them easily whenever you need them. Okay, here's what I do. I generally start out by grouping things together that are like-minded or actually clustered together. So for instance, I would naturally group all of these shapes together that create this illustration with the wine glass and the sailboat. Okay, so as long as I have all my layers named, I can do it this way. For example, if these layers were not named, here's how I would name them very quickly and easily. I could type orange boat. Now, while I still have this type box up, I can press tab, which will go on to the next layer, ready to go, and I can title this second orange boat. And then I can press tab again and type white boat. And it's really easy that way. When I'm finished, I just press enter. So that tab button is crucial to being able to name and organize your layers properly. Alright, so if I wanted to group these together because they are like-minded, I would open up a new layer group here, this little folder button, click there and type wine illustration is what I would call it. And I like to be really descriptive just so that I know what it is when I'm looking at a glance. Now I'll select all of these items in my wine illustration, drag and drop into that folder there, just like so, and now I have them all grouped together. Now for all of this type, I would do the same. I would organize them in an order of which they appear. So Eastern and Northeastern England, 1961 is first, so I would put that up at the top with 1961. Next, I would just go down to Holiday Haunts, which is Holiday Haunts, and then British Railway is price 2. Here it is in order, and now I would go over to Holiday Haunts and then Eastern and Northeastern and number 3. So Holiday Haunts, Eastern, Northeastern, number 3. Okay, that's perfect. Now that they're in the right order, I'd like to group them together in their own group. So I'll create a new folder and title this typography, and then grab all of these and drag them right into that typography folder. And now you can see these are all grouped together and it's really nice and organized. I would also finish by naming these two. This is cream background, and press tab to go to the next layer. This one is original poster design. Okay, now the last thing I like to do is colorize and categorize my layers by color. Okay, I've showed you how to do this once before, but I'll mention it again. In order to do that, you need to right click on your specific layers or groups and folders. So for example, I'll right click on typography and give that a color of gray. And now you see everything is colored gray. I could change that color to yellow, and everything's colored yellow that's in that group, which is quite nice. If I wanted to colorize the wine illustration to maybe red, I could do that. And then the cream background, I could give that orange, or, to make it a little different, I'll give it blue. And lastly, my original poster design, I could make purple. And sometimes if something is a specific color, say my typography was all red, I would maybe color that layer group red, for example, just so that color association is a little bit easier and you can see things at a glance. Colorizing things is exceptionally helpful as well whenever you have these giant layer files of Photoshop files and you just have hundreds, maybe even thousands of layers. It really comes in handy. So this is how I like to name and organize my layers to keep everything nice and clean.